In this video, we'll tell you about what gear we found most useful or enjoyable on our recent 40-mile hike in Olympic National Forest. Hello and welcome to Telvia. A long hike in the wilderness can be painful and frustrating if your shoes, clothes, or even hat doesn't fit your body for the type of hike you're embarking on. The same applies to the gear you bring with you. In preparation for our hike, we selected and tested the gear for our hike based on its weight and functionality, and brought with us only the gear were absolutely necessary for our 2 nights, 3-day hike. Previously, we had a set of hiking gear that was state-of-the-art 20 years ago. While our old gear is still in great shape, the lightweight and enhanced functionality of modern gear equivalents persuaded us to upgrade our gear this year. Both Deborah and I selected the top 5 favorites, and we will briefly show and tell you the reasons for our picks. If you're interested in specifics of items on our list, see links to the items in the description. My number 5 on the list is the new Etherlight XT insulated sleeping pad by Sea to Summit. Not only this 4-inch thick pad, very comfortable to sleep on, it also has an R value of 3.2, which makes it warm to sleep on through the cold nights. The main reason I included the sleeping pad on my most useful gear list is because this pad's storage bag also serves as an inflation sleeve that is very easy to use to quickly pump the pad full of air without using air pumps or inflating it by mouth. It took only 4 fills of the inflation sleeve to get pad ready for sleeping. An ingenious 2-part plug of the pad serves as one-way valve and aids inflation. Opening the second part of the plug allows for quick air release when packing the pad. Okay, Deb, what's your number 5 item?
Hello, everyone. I remember our old tent and how difficult it was to set up. It was challenging to be sure that all the aluminum frame tubes were properly inserted through a matrix of pockets correctly along the outside of the tent. Our new Nemo Dragonfly tent is not only light, but is easy and straightforward to set up. We got a spacious 3-person version of this tent, which allows us to keep all our gear inside and dry at night. The Rainfly is very easy to put on the tent in just moments. On our first night at Enchanted Valley, we left the Rainfly off so we could see the bright starry sky overhead through the transparent mesh of the tent as we fell asleep. Later we woke up covered in dew and managed to put the Rainfly on the tent quickly in complete darkness to avoid additional moisture settling inside the tent. That was proof to me that the enhancements offered by this tent were well worth the upgrade. George, back to you.
Thanks, Deborah. This small, light, and strong little tool is made of titanium, and I chose it as my number 4 most useful item on the trail. What is it? It's a soil digger for when we have to go to squat in the field away from the trail. Its comfortable grip and serrated blade makes it effective for digging 6 to 8-inch hole in various types of soil quickly for proper burial our waste to keep the forest clean. I think this is a must-have tool on any hike. What's next on your list, Deborah?
Well, George, as you know, I often get small stones and debris from the trail inside my boots and often have to stop to empty them. This time, I decided to get gaiters to prevent this. I chose the Catula Instigator mid-gaiters. They worked perfectly. They were lightweight, easy to put on and take off, and I didn't have to stop even once to empty my boots. They're well made, durable, and I think they look good. They are my number 4 most useful gear on the hike. George, what's your number 3?
I have an Arc'teryx Bora 95 backpack that I bought almost 30 years ago. I thought I would never consider another backpack because the quality, ergonomics, and design of this backpack is superb. Well, I've gotten older and now I'm more concerned about the weight of the gear I carry on the trail. The Osprey Ether 65 backpack is 3.5 pounds lighter than my Arc'teryx Bora 95. Yes, Arc'teryx has higher total capacity, but we didn't need it on this hike. and a 3.5-pound weight reduction is significant on any hike. I was able to adjust my Osprey backpack perfectly to my body and microtune the distribution of the pack's weight between my hips and shoulders so well that my 38-pound Osprey became one with my body for many hours without reminding me about it. I have several backpacks that I use to carry my camera gear, but none of them fits me well as this Osprey. I'm considering using this Osprey pack for my next photo video shoot hike and carry my camera and lenses in it. The pack is number 3 on my most useful gear list.
Talk about most useful gear. What could be more useful than gear to obtain clean and safe drinking water from any source? This Be-Free water filter by Katahdin is simply magic. We actually bought and brought with us 2 water filters, a 0.65 liter Flex by LifeStraw and a 1 liter Be-Free by Katahdin. We read positive reviews about each of these filters, but found the Be-Free filter to be superior to the Flex. First, the Be-Free filter is lighter. Its dry weight is 71 grams, while the lower capacity Flex filter weighs twice as much at 141 grams. Both filters filter microorganisms and gross contaminants from water, but the Flex filter also has an ion exchange and carbon filter add-on cartridge included in its weight. This add-on cartridge is a must-have for purifying truly polluted water. The Flex filters out microplastics, lead, and other heavy metals, chlorine, and organic chemical matter like pesticides and herbicides. These pollutants were not a concern to us deep in the wilderness of the Olympic National Forest. We tested the filtration flow rate of each filter system using distilled water and found that the Flex filters 1 liter of water in 90 seconds using pressure from both hands. Removing the carbon ion exchange add-on cartridge from the Flex did not increase the filter speed. It remained at 90 seconds for 1 liter of filtered water. In contrast, the Be-Free filtered 1 liter of water in just 30 seconds. The Be-Free filter pores are smaller at 0.1 micron than the 0.2 micron filter pores of the Flex. A lower pore size ensures better rejection of harmful microorganisms in filtered water. Since we knew that our water source, the East Quinault River, flows from melting snow high in the mountains, we didn't feel the carbon filter and ion exchanger of the Flex was necessary. When preparing our meals, we used 2 liters of water, 1 liter to rehydrate our freeze-dried food, and 1 liter for drinking coffee and tea. We also refilled our 3-liter water bladders using the Be-Free. The difference in filtration rate between 2 filters was quite noticeable. So for this trip into the wilderness, the Katahdin Be-Free filter was the best choice.
Wow, Deborah, that was a great review of our experience with 2 water filtration systems. I agree, the Katahdin filter is much better. Let's move to my number 2 most useful gear on this hike. Well, strictly speaking, my number 2 item on this list is not a backpacking gear per se. It's my iPhone 12 Pro Max. I used it on this hike to take pictures and take video clips for this YouTube video. On my previous hike to Enchanted Valley, I used my Canon R5 camera that allows recording of an 8K video in RAW format. I used it to capture the full beauty and grandeur of this valley and loved the results. You can find this video in the travel and camping playlist of our channel. However, this time, to save on weight and spend more time enjoying the scenery rather than fiddling with the camera, I used my iPhone and the Filmic Pro app, which allows high dynamic range, high bitrate video recording. Let me know what you think about the quality of the shots in this video. I really enjoyed shooting with my iPhone on this trip and feel pleased with the results. Deborah, what about your next most useful gear item?
Well, beyond ensuring that we've got ample clean drinking water, I think food to recharge our bodies is also really important. Energy bars are not enough for a multi-day hike. They're heavy, full of sugar, and are more useful for a quick snack on the trail. What's really essential is high-quality, nutritious food. For ease of preparation, lightweight, and high nutrition content, nothing beats freeze-dried food. Just add water. For this trip, we brought with us sealed packs of freeze-dried chicken with vegetables for our afternoon meals and freeze-dried oatmeal with fruit and walnuts for breakfast. Boiling water was all we needed to make a hot, delicious meal. Because of this, my number 2 most useful gear on this hike is a Jetboil portable stove. At just over a pound in weight, including the fuel canister, this stove boils 1 liter of water in 3 minutes. It's easy to use and is very compact. It's also a great way to get hot water for washing up. We always bring the Jetboil kit with us and use it not only on backpacking hikes, but also when car camping. This piece of gear is perfect.
Okay, finally, the number 1 gear I found to be most useful on this or any hike are my Lecky micro-variocarbon anti-shock hiking poles. For years, I was very skeptical about hiking poles and thought that people who use them are not strong enough and that's why they need them. Oh, how wrong and ignorant I was there. I learned my lesson the hard way. Last year, carrying a 52-pound top-heavy pack, I slipped on a rock crossing a creek and twisted my knee on a hike, causing a meniscus tear that took a long time to rehabilitate. If I'd had my poles with me, chances are I would have recovered my balance using the poles and avoided the injury. Once both of us got the poles, we realized that hiking poles are not just for balance or safety on the trail. They are also for speed and efficiency, especially on long hikes. Properly adjusted hiking poles allow us to use our upper bodies to help propel the rest of our body forward, help maintain balance on steep, slippery ascents and descents, and reduce our overall fatigue at the end of the hike. Unless we're going for a short urban hike, our poles are always with us now.
Thanks, George. I agree with you about the poles. I find them really helpful on long hikes as well. My number 1 most valuable gear item is a new disco sleeping bag by Nemo. We each got one. They pack much smaller and lighter than the sleeping bags we've used before. In fact, the Nemo Disco Spoon sleeping bag is head and shoulders above other sleeping bags I've used. I was a bit skeptical about all the refinements the sleeping bag offers, but I'm a believer now. First, it connected easily to George's partner version of the bag, so that we could comfortably sleep with the 2 bags joined together like a double bed. The way each bag reserves the foot and head area for the bag owner but joins through the middle was really comfortable. I think the spoon shape of each sleeping bag contributed to this superior camp sleeping experience. Another excellent aspect of the bag is the blanket fold external draft collar and mummy hood. It got cold at night, so snuggling deep into the folds of the sleeping bag for warmth was extremely beneficial for a long, peaceful recovery sleep.
Thank you, Deborah. And thank you, our viewers, for watching. I hope you found this video useful or at least entertaining.
Let us know in the comments about your favorite backpacking gear.
We look forward to seeing you on the trail and in the next video. Cheers!